You think rejection hurts your heart, but it actually hurts your brain. And the scary part, your mind can't tell the difference between a broken bone and a broken trust. This is the hidden science no one talks about. Why someone's silence, abandonment, or "you're not enough" cuts deeper than any injury you ever had. Today you'll finally understand why. Chapter 1. The Wound You Can't See. Rejection never arrives quietly. It comes like a cold wind slipping under the skin, unexpected, sharp, and strangely physical. When someone turns away from you, blocks your number, ignores your message, or says, "I don't feel the same," your chest tightens as if something actually struck you. This chapter begins where most emotional stories begin, in that silent moment right after you're pushed away, when your brain tries to understand why something invisible hurts so much. Neuroscientists describe it simply. Your brain treats rejection as danger. The same neural circuits that respond to physical injury, especially the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex, light up when a person feels socially excluded. It's not symbolism. It's biology. Your brain evolved in ancient tribes. Being rejected once meant you might not survive. So even today, a text left unseen feels like a strike to your nervous system. Here, we connect to the wisdom of Epictetus, the Stoic philosopher who believed humans suffer more from the meaning they attach to events than the events themselves. He taught that the mind, not the world, decides what wounds us. In our scene, that ancient lesson becomes painfully relevant. When you're rejected, your brain doesn't just lose a person, it loses a sense of belonging, identity, and worth. That meaning turns emotional sting into real pain. Yet, as Aristotle wrote, humans are social animals, built to seek connection. That means the pain you feel is proof that you're human, not weak. The hurt is the brain's alarm system saying something valuable was lost. Chapter 2. When the brain mistakes love for survival. The night after rejection is never quiet. Even when the world sleeps, the brain refuses to let go. It replays conversations, imagines different endings, and rewrites entire timelines that could have saved what was lost. Our character lies awake, staring at the ceiling, feeling a strange ache behind the ribs, not sharp, not dramatic, but persistent, like a bruise that wasn't there yesterday. This is where science reveals something surprising. The brain processes social pain using the same opioid system that regulates physical injury. When someone you care about withdraws, your brain's natural soothing chemicals drop sharply. That sudden emptiness is what creates the hollow, sinking feeling, the emotional equivalent of touching a fresh bruise. Philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer once compared human relationships to porcupines in winter, creatures who crave warmth but fear the sting of getting too close. As the character turns in bed, they attempt to reason with themselves, but emotions don't listen to logic. The brain is wired to prefer belonging over explanation. It chases the lost connection like a survival need. Ancient humans who stayed close to their tribe lived. Those who were pushed away didn't. The brain remembers that, even if you don't. So every unanswered message, every avoided eye contact, every "I'm busy" hits like a warning. You're losing safety, and that warning feels physical. To Chapter 3. The story your mind creates to protect you. By the next morning, the pain has changed shape. It's no longer a sharp shock. It's a quiet whisper following the character everywhere they go. While pouring tea, while scrolling through their phone, while pretending to be fine. This is the stage where rejection becomes psychological rather than emotional. The brain begins crafting narratives to protect itself, even if those narratives hurt. Here's the hidden truth psychology often avoids. Your brain hates unanswered questions more than painful answers. So when someone rejects you without warning, your mind rushes to fill the silence with explanations. Maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I said something wrong. Maybe they found someone better. These thoughts feel natural, but they are not truths. They are survival mechanisms. The brain would rather blame you than accept chaos. Our character begins to sense this shift. They notice how certain thoughts appear like storms, intense, heavy, and unnatural. They recall the words of Rumi, who believed that pain is a doorway, not a dead end. For the first time, something clicks. Maybe this inner storm isn't meant to destroy them. Maybe it's meant to reveal something deeper. Chapter 4. When the pain becomes a mirror. The next day arrives with an unexpected stillness. The character wakes up not with the heaviness of rejection, but with a strange awareness, as if the pain has turned into a mirror reflecting things they've avoided for years. They sit by the window, watching muted morning light pass through dust particles, and for the first time they ask a question not about the person who left, but about themselves. This is the turning point psychology rarely explains. Rejection reveals what was already fragile inside you. The person who walked away did not create the wound. They simply pressed where an old bruise was already hiding. Maybe abandonment from childhood, maybe a fear of not being chosen, maybe a belief that love must always be earned. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once wrote that suffering forces us to confront truths we would otherwise avoid. And here, in the quiet of this morning, the character begins confronting a truth they never dared to face. Their worth was never meant to be held in someone else's hands. The brain, slowly calming, begins to shift from alarm mode to analysis. When the amygdala stops screaming, the prefrontal cortex finally wakes up, the part that reasons, reflects, and understands. This is where emotional pain becomes introspection. Chapter 5. The Rebirth After the Pain. By the time evening settles, something inside the character has shifted so profoundly that even the silence feels different. What once felt like emptiness now feels like space, open, breathable, almost calm. Rejection, once a storm tearing them apart, has begun clearing the sky of the illusions they once lived under. This is the stage where emotional pain transforms into resilience. The rejection that once felt like a physical wound now feels like a closed chapter, not forgotten, not erased, but integrated, like a scar that no longer pains, but teaches. In this moment, Plato's belief in the soul's resilience comes through. He taught that humans carry an inner light untouched by external events. For the first time, the character feels that inner light, faint but steady.